Hi everyone, welcome back to episode 2 of On the Hunt for the Best Hidden Gem in the UK. Today we're in Canterbury and we're off to go to this cute little tapas place. It's just tucked away in the Canterbury Park and I don't think not many people know about it, so let's give it a try. So this little gem is called Don Juan's Cafe and it sounds very interesting, and judging by the menu online, it looks like a real hidden gem. So I'm expecting a few people there on a Saturday morning, but it is chucking down the rain. So it might be a bit quiet. Let's go take a look.
So here we go, welcome to Canterbury, an historic gem in the heart of England. Today we're taking you on a flavoured journey to a hidden treasure tucked away by the peaceful Dane John Gardens. This is Don Juan's Cafe, where Latin America warmth and culinary flair meets British charm. Don Juan's Cafe isn't just a coffee shop, it's a Latin American experience. The cafe combines the charm of South America with an inviting ambience that becomes a favourite spot for both the locals and the tourists. Whether you're here for the vibrant energy, the aroma of freshly brewed coffee, or the tempting smell of empanadas, Don Juan's Cafe has it all. Let's talk about the food now. So Don Juan's Cafe brings authentic Latin American flavours right in the heart to Canterbury. Think empanadas filled with rich, spiced meat, or churros that are crispy on the outside and melt in your mouth soft on the inside. And if you're a fan of steak sandwiches, their Argentinian-inspired take is a must-try. These delicious treats capture the soul of Latin cuisine. But what makes Don Juan's Cafe truly special is its inclusivity. There's something for everyone. Their Friday tapas nights are a huge hit, especially with the cafe's vegan-friendly menu. From plant-based tapas to vegan versions of traditional dishes, Don Juan's Cafe makes Latin American cuisine accessible to all dietary preferences. The real magic of Don Juan's Cafe isn't just the food, it's the whole experience. Whether you're a foodie, a coffee lover, or you're just looking for a cosy place to unwind, Don Juan's Cafe is a must visit. Now let's get into the important stuff, the food. So for round 1, we opted for the Don Juan burger and the beef empanada. This isn't just your average burger, it's a fusion of Latin flavours with all the best comforts of a classic burger. It's stacked with a perfectly seasoned beef patty, fresh veggies and unique sauce that give it a savoury, slightly smoky kick. Every bite is packed with flavour and feels like a celebration of South American cuisine right between the buns. So unfortunately I couldn't get any footage landscape mode like the usual vlogs, so you're going to have to bear with the portrait mode and my voiceover. Now onto one of my favourite dishes of the day, the beef empanadas. And these aren't just any empanadas, they've got this perfectly crispy outer shell that crunches every time you bite into it. Inside, the beef is super juicy and the flavours just hit you right away. They use this amazing blend of Argentinian spices, so each bite has a kind of smoky, rich depth. There's also this subtle sweetness from the sofrito that balances everything out perfectly. Honestly, it's hard to stop at just one, as you'll see later down the video. They're just like little handheld pockets of comfort with a bold Latin twist. It's the kind of snack that makes you want to slow down, enjoy every bite and take in the vibe of the cafe. It is truly a great experience. Now when you go to a tapas place, you can't not have an alcohol beverage, so I couldn't resist adding a Heineken and a small tapas plate to round out the meal. So Don Juan does a deal, a pint and a tapas nibble for just £4. The tapas nibble came with a simple yet satisfying trio of crusty bread, cheese and salami, all for just £4. It was a nice balance alongside the rich, flavourful empanadas. Now for £4 you simply can't complain. For a pint alone, that deal is absolutely worth it. Usually £4 gets you a Carling or a fucking Foster's, but for a top tier beer like a Heineken plus a tapas nibble, you just can't complain. The bread was fresh with a satisfying crunch, while the cheese added a creamy richness that paired so well with the salty, flavourful salami. It's one of those small affordable bites that really hits the spot, perfect for snacking while enjoying the relaxed atmosphere of Don Juan's Cafe.
Can't be a bit of tapas with a beer. Cheers. It's like I'm in Spain, about the weather.
I absolutely loved that this little tapas plate wasn't trying to be anything fancy. It was just the right amount of tasty bites to enjoy with a drink, like something you'd find in a cosy European bar. Sitting there, savouring the flavours, it really felt like a mini escape, all for a great price. Now on to round 3, we had the spinach empanadas as well as a new addition, the cheese and onion empanadas. So first up was the cheese and onion empanadas, and it's a new addition that's already making waves. As soon as you take a first bite, the cheese just melts perfectly into the salted onion, giving this rich, savoury taste that feels almost like a comforting cheesy hug. The cheese is rich and creamy, blending perfectly with a slightly sweet, almost buttery onion. Together they create this smooth, comforting flavour that feels like a refined take on classic comfort food. If you're a fan of rich, cheesy flavours with that touch of roasted onion sweetness, this empanada really hits the mark. It's no wonder it's gaining popularity as a new favourite amongst the cafe's regulars. So next up, we went straight for the spinach empanada, which is one of the vegetarian options. Each bite balanced that fresh spinach taste with the warm of spices all wrapped in their signature crispy shell. You can tell a lot of care goes into making these from scratch. When I spoke to Don Juan, he said he makes 200 of these every single morning from scratch. I'd read some glowing reviews before about how the spinach empanadas are a hit, especially amongst vegetarians and fans of classic flavours. Now I completely get why. The spinach empanadas at Don Juan's Cafe are a refreshing change of pace from the traditional beef or cheese fillings, yet they hold their own with incredible flavour and texture. The filling is smooth with fresh spinach that's been perfectly seasoned and balanced with subtle spices. It has this unique creamy consistency that feels light but still satisfying. It's almost like each bite captures a garden fresh flavour that's elevated with a Latin twist. And last but not least, we have our final dish of the day, their apple and cinnamon empanada, which makes McDonald's apple pie look absolutely pathetic. When I got the apple and cinnamon empanada, I was expecting a tasty dessert, but it was so much more than that. As I took my first bite, the pastry had this perfect flaky crunch, just enough to reveal the warm spice filling inside. The apple was tender, not overly sweet, and the cinnamon added this cosy, almost autumnal warmth to each mouthful. It felt like biting into a miniature apple pie with that delicate Latin twist you'd hope for at Don Juan's Cafe. And the whipped cream on the side, absolutely essential. Each spoonful of cool, airy cream melted into the warm, cinnamon-infused apple, adding a creaminess that took each bite to a whole different level. Honestly, if you're a dessert person, going to Don Juan's Cafe just for the apple and cinnamon empanada is an absolute must. And that concluded a lovely experience and one of the best hidden gems, I think, in Canterbury.
So, I've just finished up, and what can I say? Don Juan's Cafe is definitely a hidden gem in Canterbury. And if you're not taking your missus there for a cute tapas date night, then you're really missing out. There's nothing quite like it in Canterbury town centre. Don Juan himself was absolutely amazing. And yeah, even though it was chucking down with rain, they didn't stop us having a good time. As you can see, the sheltered area was perfect. What more could you ask for? And I can imagine at night time, that place is the place to be. So yeah, episode 2 done on the hunt for the best hidden gem in the UK. Don Juan, yeah, you're making the list, mate. So yeah, definitely check it out, and I'll see you guys in episode 3.